Hey, it's me again. It's been a while. About a year, in fact, since the Krystal Alyx version 3 came out. I have received multiple reports, especially about the tail animations turning off. So those are actually live physics simulations and not animations. But don't worry, they've been fixed for the 3.1 update, as well as a few other things that have bothered me. Like the boob physics. Yeah, we're talking about that right now. I figured out what the issue was with the 2020 physics, so now they'll move better, like the 2018 models that I'm sure everybody adores and is currently using. Question, is anybody actually using the 2018? With the 2020 model being here, I can't imagine anyone would care about that. I have also seen a couple of people talking about the vehicle audio. The only reason that's actually there is because the Landmaster there is the Star Fox Assault Landmaster, and that's the Star Fox Assault Landmaster audio. I actually didn't like it all that much either, and I think I've even removed it. I've actually not even done a playthrough of the Krystal mod yet. Gonna have to do that. But for y'all, with this update, the vehicle audio is now optional, so it's not just shoved in there and you don't have to navigate. Speaking of that, the optional section has been revamped a little bit, so you'll now see optional stuff as optional instead of just alternate. The Half-Life 2 VR mod finally added Episode 1 and Episode 2. You should probably try it. Episode 1 has the most Alyx content and therefore the most Krystal content, and now you can do that in VR. And I've also added a little more VR official support, which was really funny. All I had to do was just improve the audio scripts because there was weird issues with the guns and stuff. One of the biggest things I was actually waiting on to do this update, other than simply not having any energy to work on it after the thing came out, was that there's a line missing in the canals section, because apparently the person talking on the radio right there is Alyx. Therefore, it would have to be Krystal, and therefore the Krystal mod doesn't replace every single line in the game that's Alyx. That has been remedied. There is now a canal line. Another issue that bothered me was the lack of really any texture detail on the 2020 Krystal or any of them. It was very flat, and it makes her look out of place compared to the other characters. I'm sure everybody's yelling at me. It's like, she already looks really out of place. And it's like, I've worked on this mod for so long, to use the mod for so long. Alyx looks weird. I have no idea who that character is. What I did here was I added a little fur texture shader to it. And it works for any of the 2020. Hey, it's me. I'm a real person. Yeah, it seems kind of funny to just show myself, but I'm going to college now. Game art, Full Sail. And, you know, I've been showing my face there. So, you know, may as well show off here. Yeah, got my little Half-Life 2 hat here. I actually did most of the mod work with this hat. It's just fitting. Got my little shitty amiibo shelf with the Krystal amiibo that's not real. We never got one. I also got the silly little terminal montage Krystal and Fox shirt because it's like the only thing that exists. Ain't a lot of content in the Star Fox community. But, you know, hey, I made this, and I know there's a couple of questions that people have, like, how did you get her original voice actress? Nobody had heard from her in however many years. Well, as it turns out, Mr. Krystal, the owner of the Krystal Archive, knows her. Yes, that's the name he goes by. I don't know what to say about that. But how I actually ended up in contact with her was, she was actually looking to do Krystal content, but I guess he was holding on to her. We worked on version 2 together, but version 1 was me. There was a post by this person, I don't know how to say this name, but it's somebody who made MMD videos, and Warfare Machines model was there, and it's like, this is amazing. And he didn't understand because it looked like somebody cosplaying Krystal, like a furry doing it. And it's like, you know, it makes sense. It really doesn't match her proportions, but what it did have was HL2 face posing. See, one of the greatest features of this mod, other than obviously the voice actress and my personal favorite, the weapon replacements, is that her mouth and her face move when she talks. Incredible, isn't it? For me, that's pretty incredible, and why I sought it. So then I ported it to the game, set it up for version 1, got the gun, and then he was like, you know, actually, that's pretty cool. And of course, sat on it, and then Warfare Machine made the other one, which was better, but not that great. But we had Mr. Krystal pay for him. I don't have a job. I've never had a job. Isn't that incredible? Boy, I'm just gonna go on that tangent for a second. If you think that you as a single person can't make a difference, it's completely false. Not true in the slightest. I had no income, and I just had something that I really wanted to make, and I worked really hard on it. I attracted people who were interested in it, and ended up providing funds. That's actually how we got Krystal's voice actress. Smokey, you see him in the credits. Yeah, he basically paid for the mod. He got the microphone and everything, and even threw out some cash for her. It wasn't really enough. It wasn't even minimum wage for it, but it was really generous, and I'm very thankful for him. Thankful for Estelle's work, and I'm thankful for my own work. I worked really hard on this thing. Shit. Yeah, we had work on a machine too. I messaged him a while ago and was like, hey, I got Krystal's voice actress. You want to work on the mod? Or you want to work on it with me to do the face posing? He ignored me. And then all the news articles happened, and he was like, whoa, shit. It's really funny. Just the way people act when something is popular. It's like, I want to be involved now. And it's like, really? I was here the whole time. I didn't lie. Do people lie about that stuff? I don't know what normal people do. But the whole time I was serious. And look what happened. We made this amazing ass mod. Fortunately, he did end up helping out later on. He actually made some facial flexes, which I believe I actually ended up using in the final version. GMP also made facial flexes, and the flexes it already had were pretty good. I actually know how to make facial flexes myself to an extent. I could probably make some tutorials on it, because there isn't any tutorials on how to make HL2 facts anymore, because everything is SFM. People these days. But he also got me into contact with the animator, Dominus, who was actually in Warfare Machine's Discord, because he tagged everybody on the server and was like, hey, this is the guy making the Krystal mod with the original voice actress. It's like, that's neat. And he made both the Twitter trailer, because Estelle wanted a trailer for her Twitter, and I wanted one for the mod. I actually wrote both of those. Got some experience with writing just from years of hobbyist crap. It's crazy the stuff you can do for fun that ends up becoming relevant. And it's also incredible just how many skills it takes to actually make anything. The more you learn how you can do stuff, the more you realize you don't know anything. Oh, man. We got into contact with a couple of other people, like Undying Nephilim. He doesn't, I guess he doesn't like that name anymore. He goes by Ice Cream Man now. Yeah, I contacted him because a fan, I think it's pronounced Amoka, who also makes Krystal mods, was like, hey, this model that you're using, it's made for smut. And it's like, yeah, it is. And he wanted one, I think probably just closer to the game proportions and not as lewd. And as far as good Krystal models that aren't made for smut, there are very slim pickings. And I was looking around and I was like, you know, the Event Horizon models, this one in particular is pretty good. So I reached out to him, and I did that through Mr. Krystal, because he just knows everybody in the Star Fox community, because there's like 5 people in it. And yeah, got into contact, we talked. Yeah, we worked on the model for quite a while, about a month back and forth, and let's just say weight painting is really hard, and trying to force a character into a different skeleton is a lot of work. We didn't quite make it. I still have it. I could theoretically update it, but nah. I also wanted some guns from him. He had a Gatling gun that was unfinished, but he's like, hey, I'll give you this Gatling gun if you get me into contact with Estelle. And I was like, all right. I wanted to hold on to that, but got into contact, and yeah, now they're working together on Event Horizon. Apparently, I got more voice lines, though. It's because I'm cooler. That's essentially what's happening here. Oh, man. But anyway, yeah, just got people to get involved with it. It was a really cool project, and honestly, it's part of why I'm going to college now. Still don't have a job. It's kind of funny how they let you do that. Apparently, I'm going to be $40,000 in debt. I don't know what debt is. I'm sure a lot of people in the comments are like, "You lucky brat," and it's like, really am. There's a lot of magical chains of events here. I mean, I've been waiting on Estelle to do that for, like, voice for the mod for 4 years. Then we got all of those little videos. I mean, I spent almost no time on those demos. She was concerned I wasn't gonna finish it, and I was like, all right, yeah, I'll show you in a timely manner. And I set that up for 15 days of work. or 15 lines per day, however long. I was like, yeah, we got that release date because it'd be the anniversary. And, I met it. I actually had to increase the workload to 20 lines. I may have already said this, but I'll just say it again. And then, yeah, we got the lines. And then we got that other line thanks to I'm not sure to say persistent viewer player. You noticed, and it's like, I have so many hours in Half-Life 2, had no idea that was Alyx. I thought it was the chick being like, what is it, Station 12? Are you there?
Station 12.
We got confirmed reports of man hacks. Was that Station 8? I don't remember.
Station 8.
I've spent so
there?
long making mods. It's been a while since I've actually played it.
of
Even
man
just making
hacks.
these little videos to actually get in there, I was like, holy crap, dude. But it's fun. Me and Estelle actually did some voice commission work before that the whole thing fell through, and it was kind of neat. I talk about things that drive a person. I've gotten a little bit of that in college too, like extrinsic and intrinsic motivators. You have like positive feedback, you have attention, fame, money, all that stuff. It's kind of interesting. I think the most interesting thing about that 15 minutes of fame was just you could get people to do stuff. And that was big for me. Like having help on the mod and being able to express myself more. It was really nice. And it was like the attention is kind of neat, but it's also like I'm really just a dude. I've only ever wanted to be a dude. I think out of all of the people I know, I'm probably the least interested in such a thing. But actually experiencing it is a different story. It's like, maybe sitting in my room all day, doing nothing, playing games, making mods, creating art. It's like maybe instead of just lifeless fantasies, I could make more. And I think this Krystal mod is a great foundation. I even have it on like a LinkedIn account. I don't know what you do on LinkedIn. Apparently it's business Facebook now, and it's like, really? I'm trying to get a job. I actually want to go to Retro Studios. Got that like Metroid stuff in there. Yeah, I'm actually a bigger fan of Metroid. Love the games, love the atmosphere. Star Fox is neat. I do like it, but I wouldn't call it a top franchise. But I obviously like that one furry bitch. I made this mod. Can't say I don't. I mean, I have her up there too. I actually spent a while with that, like the whole day, trying to figure out the best pictures for everybody. I kind of liked it. But yeah, I just figured I'd give a little bit of backstory on the mod, talk a little bit, and yeah, hope you all enjoy the update. Lots of little fixes that I didn't expect there to be as much. I had a little summer break from college, and I was like, let's make this. That's what I'm doing on the break. And I did it. I just made it. It's like one more day left. Well, peace out, you nerds.